Well,
Man, I guess yeah, I guess it depends on what we mean by meet because I virtually got to meet Jacques and Pico while we did our chemistry reads
that's true.
together.
That's
So
true.
that was kind of, I guess, like a little introduction, but I didn't really know them at all. And then I guess when the first time we all met was when we got up to Humboldt to film together,
The
like in
first
person
time
for
the three of us were together was outside of a sushi restaurant in Eureka on
yes,
on
on a
like a
dock.
pier.
Yeah, or like a pier, yeah.
Yeah.
And I made
And
friends with a skunk. Yeah.
that's right.
Jacques did make friends with the
Jacques,
skunk. Skunk whisperer.
yeah. And there's video evidence.
Yes.
There is.
There's proof.
But I gotta call Grace out too because the first time Grace and I met physically in person was actually on the
Oh.
road, on the highway up to Humboldt, because
Yeah.
there was some dude in a blue Prius staring at me on the side of the road, and I'm a black person coming up to Northern California, so I'm like, is this road rage? Like, what's happening? And then I look over, and there's like guys staring at me, being like, and there's Grace. In the car
I was
with her
driving and I
dad.
was so confused because in the car he's going, she's right here. She's right here. And I was like, who are you? I think it's been too many hours on the road, Dad. Who are you talking to? And then I look over and I can see Jacques like just on the next lane over, and he's like, oh, hi, and like waving, and we kind of had these
The
few
best
moments of
awkward
just
exchange,
it was the
like,
best awkward
Hi,
exchange.
oh, guys on the road.
And then somebody
I'm
was just
driving, am I
one of
right?
us zoomed off, and then that was it. But yeah, and then later I think it was like that night or the next night that we all went to the sushi place, and Jacques had the interaction with the skunk, and we all hopped in Pico's car and we were listening to music, and it was really great. It was a very
Whoa. I mean, yeah, we did. It's a pandemic. We're all wearing masks.
Yeah,
in the
we were
windows.
not in a
Oh, yeah.
house. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
we were not in a car
hopping
together.
in any cars. No,
Yeah. None of that's true. None of that is
that's
true. Grace.
I don't think I'm recalling the situation correctly.
No.
But it's been a lot of love, and ever since day
Yeah.
one. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the part and depends on the project too. I think we were all very fortunate because Josephine really gave us a space to just be really vulnerable and feel all those things, and that was okay. There was nothing to be embarrassed about. There was nobody there judging that, because they're all real emotions that people go through, and everybody kind of experiences differently. And I think the fact that we were able to tap into how we would interpret these characters kind of feel those things, and it was a safe space to do that, was just great. And it was also just, I think we all felt really comfortable with one another too, and we were able to kind of provide that space for each other as kind of a support system, and also just because we were all just so in it together. I think that that's kind of what made that just really possible. And then there were just things that like I personally related to Lenny on, that also I was able to kind of instill. And yeah, it was just kind of a mix of those things.
It's one of those things where, at least for me, when I look at a script and there's a scene where it says explicitly that my character, is having a breakdown, that can be pretty daunting. When I know the day that scene is going to be shot, I can do whatever preparation I want, but there's always something in the back of my head that's like, well, I hope we get there on the day. And actually, I remember I think probably the most difficult scene that we shot, the first take that we did, it didn't come at all, and I had felt really in touch with it all, that the whole day leading up to the shot. And then the moment we started rolling that first take, it was just gone. I remember being really scared, thinking, fuck, like what am I going to do if I don't get this? I don't know what's going to happen. And Josephine, she's like an actor whisperer, and she just came over really close. she spoke to me and I understood what she meant, and it just happened, you know. It's a mystery, this stuff, to me sometimes. I don't really know. Sometimes it works, sometimes, yeah.
True.
I just drink a whole lot of water the day before, and then I think about the darkest, most terrible, saddest moment of my life. And then the challenge is really more to like not cry, because the water just leaks out of my eyes. It's very frustrating.
He's so hydrated.
I'm so
hydrated.
But in all seriousness, Josephine is an actor whisperer. Like, I think that's an excellent way to quote what she does. She's a theater artist, so she speaks to the emotional heart of a scene first, and everything builds around those moments. So getting there with her is easy, and I felt confident going into any scene. I didn't have a lot of the crying scenes, but I did feel very confident going into every scene with her.
She's so invested in what she does, and she's so passionate about it. And yeah, Pico, like similarly, there were moments where she would pull me aside to give me notes on a really intense scene, and she'd be giving them to me, and she would start crying, and then I would start crying, and then we were both crying together. And just like, it was so evident that she was feeling those things that like I was also feeling and needed to feel more of, or just, you know, kind of just, it was really beautiful. And I've personally never experienced anything like that. She was just so in it. I mean, I've worked with amazing directors, but just like to have a director break down and cry as they're giving you notes, because they're just so in tune with what they're doing and what you're supposed to be feeling, is like, just, I'm like getting, it's magical. It's really, it's something. Yeah, I know. Here I go. It's really, it's magical. Yeah. Man,
all of them. That's
all of them. I feel like also any take where somebody forgot to take their mask off is my favorite.
Yeah, you know, because like we're so used to everybody having the mask on that sometimes you just have an actor walk by with a mask and nobody notices, you know?
Nobody knows.
Only like after the fact, you're like, did that person have a mask
on? I remember Cherry. There was where Cherry was like dancing with the incense. It was like that really long shot of you, Pico, where like they're zooming into you, and Pico has this like really just suave moment where he's kind of standing there and like just taking everything in, and Cherry dances through like the frame, and she has her mask on as she's dancing through. And I just remember they were like, oh wait, cut, Cherry, hold on, let's take off the mask. And oh my God, because you forget you're wearing them. So those were specific favorites, but honestly, I'd have to say everything. They were all really special.
For me, it was probably that one I said, the challenging one. The one that I was saying, the one that I was scared we weren't going to get it.
Yes. Well, we had so many of those. Which one were you talking about? Specifically. Was it
I think probably the one where Jacques comes in at the end, to me, was like the most fulfilling.
Oh, and I see y'all doing some stuff that I was not excited about.
Yeah. It's also like Toby is like keeps everything inside, so in that scene he can finally let it out, and that feels nice.
Totally.
I think my favorite scene had to be the one with Grace and I when Lenny and Joe are there. We had to do a scene with Jason Segel right in between us, and he's just like faking a death, like it was so over the top dramatic that like it was really hard to not break down and start laughing about, because he's a comedy magician, and so is Grace, by the way. She is a comedy magician, and Pico is a drama magician and is also funny as hell. So I'm working with all these incredible stars, and it's every second I'm either gonna bust out crying or bust out laughing. But that was probably just one of the hardest times and the best times.
Totally. Yeah, Pico, the scene that you're talking about, where that was most rewarding to you, that I remember that being a very difficult, we filmed that I think over the course of like a couple days, just to get everything right. And I remember we were filming this scene like early morning, and it was so cold. And I just remember like that definitely added, I think, to the intensity of the scene because it was freezing. Like we were literally shaking and like
what everybody has to realize
in between scenes.
Yeah, I feel like everybody needs to know that this movie looks like it's warm.
Right.
It was not warm.
It was
freezing.
This is
the fall into the winter of
cold. It's just
I know Jacques and I are from SoCal.
Grace is out there with like t-shirts.
Like a literal
it's
t-shirt.
Cold. It's cold
Freezing.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So that definitely added to it too. Just like huddling together in between for like warmth, having the little like pocket heaters, just like squeezing them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. We are already running out of time. I have to wrap here. Thank you very much again for your time. I really loved the movie and I hope it will be a huge success on Apple TV Plus, but actually I don't have any doubts after watching it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thanks for the
your time.
questions.
Thank
I love
you
your
so
smile
much.
too, dude.
Bye.
Nice
Bye.